We bless God for today, for what He has done for us. He has made us according to His image, and He saved us from our sins, and He has kept us in the world. If not that God had desired that we do what pleases Him on earth, He would have taken us to heaven after saving us. But He wants us to be like Him on the day of His manifestation. And He also wants us to be rich, for He is rich. If God had saved us and taken us to heaven immediately, what then will we have when He returns? So what He pleases that we do is what He desires as we live. That will take us to the book of Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter number 6. First Timothy chapter number 6. It is 2 Timothy chapter 4. Verses number 6 and 7. And 8. 2 Timothy chapter 4. Verses number 6, 7 and 8. Is where we want to consider. And this is the reading. For I am being poured like an offering of water, and when I will be let go is at hand. I have fought the good battle. I have run my race to the end. I have taken, or I have kept the word of faith. What is left is the crown of righteousness that will be put to me, that which the Lord, who is a righteous judge, will give to me that day. It is not only me that will be given. It is not only me that He will give that crown. He will also give to those who love His manifestation. This is where I want us to consider our discussion from. Those of us that are believers, we are not ignorant of the writer of this place. We are aware that it was written by Apostle Paul. We also know whom he has written here to. He has written here to Timothy. We must remember where he was before he wrote here, as it is revealed unto us. As at this time Paul was in prison in Rome, but the word of God was not in prison. Be that as it may, Paul was still preaching from the prison. And this was the last letter that Paul wrote to his son. Paul had written so many books about terrain as we know. But it is not all of his letters that we have the copies in the Bible. Though that ought not to cause any form of argument among the children of God. So the copies we have in the Bible shows that these are the ones that God pleases that his people have in this dispensation. Therefore, Paul made Timothy to know. We must remember that this is not the first letter that he has written to Timothy. He wrote the first letter to Timothy from Ephesus. And that was when he equally wrote the book of Titus. The first was the challenges in the church of Ephesus. And that the members, the brethren in Ephesus started with love. But at the end, struggle, challenges befell on the church. Therefore, we were made to know to enable us be well rooted. And when Paul was speaking in the book of 1 Timothy, he wants Timothy to be well rooted and do that which pleases God. For these people that Timothy has come to meet were beyond him. Though the Bible did not tell us the qualification academically of Timothy, we also did not hear or know anything about Timothy if he's worthy or well educated. But because it is a desire of God to make use of you, if you are, educated or not, if he wishes to make use of you, he will. Whether you are worthy or you are not worthy, if the Lord pleases to make use of you, he will. And we have seen the evidences of this too from the people God had used in the past. Jeremiah the prophet was not worthy, but God desired to use him. Those that were poor among the apostles or disciples, like the fishermen, we never heard that they were worthy or were academically equipped. But God desired to make use of them on earth. So Timothy was a young man. Even if you're a young man, if God desires to make use of you, he will. So the people Timothy met in the church in Ephesus were worthy people, elderly people, educated people, and more. We also have another evidence of this. Samuel was how many years before he started walking in the tabernacle of the Lord? It tells you that the plans of men, not the plans of God. We must remember that where Timothy was when Paul was writing to him was different. And so it was a desire of Paul to make Timothy to know. In order for Timothy to do that which was needful in the church. The measure, the steps Paul took that he was arrested, Timothy was doing same. So he did not speak to Timothy of fear that Timothy would begin to have fear. And so Timothy was not having the spirit of fear. So Paul encouraged him that he be bold and courageous even though he was not with him. And as Paul desired that Timothy come to meet with him, according to where we took our reading from, Paul himself knew that his time of departure from this world has come. And he desired that Timothy be there before he left. Why then did he refer to it as an offering or sacrifice of water? Because in the time past, before Paul was writing these, the Gentiles sacrifices humans unto their idols. And at times they use water for sacrifice. But Paul himself got to know he did not want to liken this sacrifice that he would be offered as that of the cross of the Lord. For Christ came for the purpose of the works of his Father on earth. And he offered himself a sacrifice for us as believers today. And it was a turn of Paul to work for God after Christ. To that end, Paul was arrested to be killed. And Paul spoke in humility. My people, this is a revelation of death. Why we won't be rejoicing when he is to be killed? And the Bible made us to know that the death of a believer, first of all, it is referred to as sleep. Secondly, it is also a workmanship of God. Thirdly, it is a path, a means to home. And the fourth one, that death is a gain unto Christians. So in all this, Paul himself saw it. So we believers today, if we leave this world by death, then we have gained. When Paul was speaking to the Corinthians, the people that were seeing death as a great terror. Truly, unbelievers entirely fears death. But true believers of God, when they hear or see death, they rejoice. Once anyone dies, that is the end of the person. And this became a great argument among the brethren in Corinth and Thessalonians. And Paul said, no, it is not true. Those that dies in the Lord, they will still resurrect. And in the time of resurrection, they will be the ones to say, where is thy victory? And those that will be alive when the Lord shall come, they did not gain. They escape or the experience of death that we say death is a gain to believers. So those that will not pass through death did not incur that gain. Therefore they will cry out to say, where is thy sting, death? But Paul and we believers that understand death, death is nothing to us. And Paul saying here, oh my son Timothy, my time of departure has come, that I will be poured away like a water sacrifice. In order for me to live this life, it has come. And Paul himself got to know. And it was as if he was testifying this to himself. In verses number 7 of it, and he said, I have fought a good battle. And the question is, how can Paul testify to himself? He is human like we are, but Paul testified to himself. And this shows clearly that what Paul has said is true. If it is not true, God that is true wouldn't have given this testimony that this be written for us to have, because he is righteous. Paul himself knew that from the day of his conversion, the race he was running, the struggle of the things of God, for it to come to truth, all has come to completion. So it is the desire of God that Paul said that. It shows clearly that what Paul has said is true. Therefore we Christians, the question here is, which fight are you fighting today? Which fight are you fighting on earth? Which fight are you fighting among Christians? Many people, they are fighting to have money. So many people, they are fighting to build a house. So many people, they are fighting to become king or gain an office. So many people, they are fighting to be educated. So many people, they are fighting for so many things. But the one that has said this is a one that is a believer, and he spoke out of faith, and he said, I have fought a good battle to the end. A good battle for believers. When Paul was saying this, he said something to so many believers in so many nations, in so many cities, so many people, different people. What he was fighting is the issue of faith. The word of faith, the word of life eternal. And Jude testifying to this. And he said that the fight of faith is what is given to everyone. And we bring this to among us. We that are believers today, what fight are you fighting? Is it a fight of killing some set of people in the church? Is it a fight to bring down the man that is working for God? Is it a fight to bring down, destroy the things of God? Is it a battle of oppression? Is it a battle of leadership? Is it a battle of becoming something? you must remember, if you fight a battle and you become something before people and you are nothing before God, you are going to incur loss. But the fight that Paul fought, as he said, is not a fight of leadership in the church. It is not a fight of having money in the church. It is not a fight of knowledge. It is not a fight of anything except for the things of God to keep waxing strong. But look at so many people in the church today. When it comes to leadership in Sunday school, it becomes a fight among us. When it comes to taking people for camping work, it becomes a struggle among us. When it comes to where you will teach or preach among larger congregations, it becomes a battle. But why do you have such a thought? Why don't you have the thought of fighting for the things of God to come to completion? There are people in the church, they don't have anything. Why don't you have that struggle in your heart to help them? Some people, they fight in the church is that they prevail. If so many people are gathered, and what they do alone is for people to see them, that people sees them, that people knows them, that they prevail in nothing. And if the elders are gathered and are to talk, then they are taught to tell them, hey, whatever they say ought to be what people will accept. And that thought is in such people struggling, and they will keep struggling for people to follow what they will say. So that is not the fight of Paul. For Timothy to know that I, his father in faith, is not just a struggle, not just a fight of the things of the world. It is not a fight that I be known. It is not a fight that I be something, but a fight that the things of God grows further. That is why when you see many times among the disciples or apostles before Paul, none worked like Paul, none has written like Paul, none has evangelized like Paul, none had won souls like Paul, none has spoken like Paul, none is more famous like Paul in all ramifications. But Paul came later, but because he dedicated his heart. And there are two major gifts God gives to the world, to the people of this world, and it is that gift he spoke of. His talkings, Jesus Christ. His speeches. One is his son Jesus Christ. Secondly is the gift of the Spirit of God. These two things are two vital gifts that God has given to people on earth. So wherever he goes, in order for him to be justified of his people, then he will speak to them firstly. If those people refuse, then he will go to the Gentiles. He shows clearly that to his brethren, the Jews first, Paul was justified. Because in the book of Romans, he said clearly there that it is his desire that he be separated unto God, in order for God to save his brethren. So it made Paul to fight.